everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's had a good day. My day was a bit tough to start off with because I had to make a hard decision and follow through and enact on that hard decision, and I know it was the right thing for me and it was for the best, but it doesn't stop it from hurting. But I'm holding on to the fact that it was the right decision for me, and what I'm trying to take away from it is I know what I want from the future, and that I am a strong, independent woman who knows her own mind and who knows that she does matter to people. But that's not what I'm talking about. Well, it kind of links into it. So what this video is about, as you can probably guess from the title, is seeing the RSC shows again. By again, I don't mean having gone all the way up to Stratford-upon-Avon or whatnot. No. So the RSC have been in Canterbury since last Wednesday. Well, they opened their first play last Wednesday, I think that's right, yeah. And I went along to see the shows. So the shows that they were presenting were Measure for Measure, As You Like It, and The Taming of the Shrew. I saw these three shows in Stratford-upon-Avon this summer because I was part of the RSC summer school, and that was the first time I had ever gone to, well, it wasn't the first time I'd gone to Stratford, but it was the first time I'd gone and sat in the main RSC theatre, because the occasion where I'd gone to Stratford before was for my 18th birthday, and it was to see The Two Noble Kinsmen in the Swan Theatre, which is next door. So As You Like It is my favourite Shakespeare play, and to give a very brief thing of why it's my favourite is because there is nothing in As You Like It that I don't like. And the other play in the season, which is now become one of my favourites, is Measure for Measure. So unlike Stratford, the plays were performed on a proscenium arch stage, so that meant the audience were looking at them face on or end on, can't remember the terminology, she says, trying to remember from GCSE drama. Whereas in Stratford it's a thrust stage, so that means there were audiences sitting all around it. So I started it all off by seeing Measure for Measure, and when I saw Measure for Measure in Stratford this summer, I sat in the top circle, and I was kind of on the, well, if the actors are on the stage and I'm picturing myself standing on the stage, I would have been sort of up there on the left hand side. And so I really felt like I missed things like details of the actors' facial expressions and gestures, as well as other things that they did on the stage to enhance the tension and the characters' journeys, etc. So sitting in the really good seats that I had, I felt really allowed me to pick up on and have a good view of things that I might have missed from Stratford. And so by going in with that mindset and watching the play again, I really felt like I picked up on a whole load of new things that I didn't pick up on when I was in Stratford. So I noticed the facial expressions and the twitches, as well as the other quirks that the actors did for their characters, and I just felt much more connected to the story, and I was much more engaged in the journey of, well, Isabella in particular, and I was sitting there kind of much more actively interested in going, oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, when's this going to happen? Oh, how are they going to do this to make this happen? And I think it was a similar feeling with seeing the Taming of the Shrew, which I saw last night. So I'll quickly say I didn't originally plan to see the Taming of the Shrew. I will kind of confess that it was, excuse me, it was down to the wonderful kindness of the lovely Graham Brooks, who got me the 2 complimentary tickets to watch Shrew last night. So when the when the ladies came on stage in their dresses, in their wigs, with many of them reminding me of Queen Elizabeth I, it was just like boom. You just felt like it was like a feeling of like being smacked in the face, going, wow, you're in this world, look at them. And when the men appeared, it really felt kind of quite breathtaking, and I really felt sucked into the world of the matriarchy, and in part because of the really good seats, I really felt, once again, I felt like I was picking up on things that I might not have picked up on when I was in Stratford. So I really tried to watch the actors and watching what they did with the Shakespeare and how they were portraying the characters and the gestures that they were making, and how they made the gestures and the lines flow through quite naturally. Because as one who has had training in acting and is wanting to become a performer, figuring out gestures can be really, really hard. Sometimes I just don't know what to do with these things that are called hands. And I just found the comedy like much more interesting to watch, and it really made me and my friend Amy, who I took to see Taming of the Shrew, think much more. And I just found the energy, particularly from the ladies, just so empowering. And at the end, where everyone's on stage, I was just looking, I had a voice inside that was going, wow, look at all those amazing, strong women on the stage and what they've done, and how they're sort of empowering the men as well. So that's Measure for Measure, and that's Shrew. The other play that I saw was As You Like It, which is my favourite play ever. And I've seen, how many have I seen? I've seen 5 or 6 different productions of As You Like It over the years. Shows that I'm probably a bit of an obsessive fan of the play. But this production, and what Kimberly Sykes, I think is the name of the director, has done with it, is just spectacular. And I still can't quite get over how amazing it was to have gone on stage both in Stratford-upon-Avon and in Canterbury, because of something Orlando does to conclude the first half of the play. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't really want to spoil it for anyone else, and plus I don't really have permission to do it. But something that they did do, which I really enjoyed and I was quite taken aback by, was how Sandy Greason, who was playing Touchstone, mentioned to the audience about Ben Roddy, because Ben Roddy, who is the pantomime dame here in Canterbury, appeared in the Swan season this summer of Venice Preserved, and I keep forgetting the name of the other play, which is really annoying. And it actually seemed to really work, and it really kind of hyped the audience's energy up and got them to shout what he wanted them to shout much more loudly. So looking back on this week, and this is something I've said to people, that having the shows and the RSC there and going to watch them has made the last week just feel like much more positive, and has just allowed me to park things that are feeling really kind of complicated and making me not feel okay to one side, so that I've been able to allow all this wonderful positivity to come in via the experience of seeing the RSC shows. And this is kind of one of the things I'm trying to tell myself to kind of empower myself going forward, is that I made these things happen. I got the tickets to see the shows, and maybe it was because of my love of Shakespeare and how enthusiastic I am, and maybe other things that got me the tickets to see Taming of the Shrew. So the RSC have also really inspired me to keep going and to keep pursuing my dreams, which I am really grateful for, and I would really like to thank everyone for this. So to anyone who's having a tricky time or is just really not feeling okay with the world, what I would say to you is you do absolutely have the power to turn things around, and you can make wonderful things happen that are going to make you feel good about yourself, and maybe even I should say hopefully will inspire you keep going forward, going that you do matter and you are strong and you're brave, and whatever it is that's feeling hard and tricky, you will come through it, because life is, even though it's full of hard things, but there are also empowering lessons to learn which are really important in life and going forward into adulthood. So I think I've pretty much said everything I can, because I don't want this video to go on for too long, but something I will add is something that I'm going to put in the description box. So Amy Triggs, who's one of the actresses in the RSC, she plays Juliet in Measure for Measure, and Biona Della in Taming of the Shrew. She does some really interesting videos where she's vlogged about backstage at the RSC, and she's done Q&As, and most recently she's done a couple of Q&A videos with her co-star James Cooney, who I've been really lucky to have met 3 times now, and they're just really interesting to watch. And also through the videos, it's really amazing to see how something that's really amazing that's coming through in them is how the RSC are championing ability, not disability. Well, because I don't really think there should be the word disability, because it's all about them as a person and what may class them as different in the eyes of others. So if you haven't checked out Amy Triggs' videos, I would really recommend it. I'll post the link to her channel in the description box so you can check her videos out. So I think that very much concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully do another one soon. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.